Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me in this video. If you're new to my channel, my name is QP and I make beauty, fashion, and lifestyle videos. If you haven't done so already and happen to like this video, please be sure to click on that subscribe button and also follow me on Instagram and Facebook at qp.life to see more content like this. Anyway, let's get into it because today I am back with another polygel video. So 2 weeks ago, I did a Model 1's polygel review video where I tested the Model 1's polygel kits. I actually really enjoyed polygel when I was working with it, even though that was my first time trying it. However, to use the polygel kit, they do come with dual forms, and dual forms are very specific in shape. They are made kind of like a one-size-fit-all, and a lot of times they don't really fit your nails. Even though they do come in different sizes, the sizes were able to fit my nail bed but not the curvature of some of my nails. So that was the issue I was getting when I was using the dual forms. It was causing the cuticles and the tips of my nails to lift. So after about a week, a lot of my cuticles were lifting, and also the tip of my fingernail did not match up with the polygel, and so it just looked really weird. It didn't look like it was put together, and it shortened the life of the nail because of that. So because I like polygel but I didn't like the dual form, I figured I would try a different technique using nail forms instead of dual forms. So nail forms are a little bit different from dual forms because these are pretty much like a sticker that come in like this big pack that you can get, and what you pretty much do is you peel off the sticker and then you pop out the middle part of it, and what you do is you stick that onto the sticky side of the main sticker here where the tip of the finger is supposed to be, and that is just meant to reinforce the tip of the nail. So once it's on there, you roll the nail form to create a rounded shape, and depending on what type of tip you want, you would shape the nail accordingly. So if you want a stiletto, you would pinch the tip so that it has like a more stiletto shape. What I did was I kind of did a semi-stiletto. I wanted my tips to be longer because I was doing a ballerina or coffin nails, and I just kind of pinched the front tip of it together, and then what you do afterwards is you place your fingernail into the inside curve part of it and just line that up. So you want to make sure that your fingernail lines up straight with the form, and once it's straight and once it's where you want it, then you want to pinch the back here. There's a perforated line back here. You want to pinch that and just get it to where it fits your fingernail straight, and then you pretty much just pinch everything else in place so that it stays onto your finger, and you have this form that you can start shaping your nails with. It fits on my finger, and it pretty much just extends my natural nail out so that it can build onto my natural nail and have it pretty much custom fit my nail. What's cool about this is I like that it doesn't require a tip. Every time that I've used a tip in the past, I've always had issues with it lifting and snagging like my hair whenever I shampoo and stuff like that. So I don't really particularly like using a tip on my fingernails, and I feel like these nail forms really give me the opportunity not to use it. So I wanted to try it with the polygel system. Acrylic, you have to work really fast before the acrylic sets and cures, and then it just is impossible to work with. With polygel, it's a little bit of a softer formula, and it doesn't harden or cure until you cure it in a curing lamp. So I felt like because of that, it's really great for beginners. So I wanted to make this video because I'm sure there are other people out there who have tried polygel, enjoyed it, but also like me didn't really like the dual forms and wanted to see if there was a different option out there. So I do want to say that this is my first attempt trying polygel with a nail form instead of dual form. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a nail professional. I'm not a nail tech by any means. This is kind of just like me winging it and trying to find like the best solution to do my nails at home so I don't incur all those costs, and also kind of to build up my skills a little bit. So before I got started, I prepped all of my nails and applied a base coat. You want to do that because once you get the nail forms on there, it's a little bit harder to apply the base coat. So for me, it was a little bit easier to get the nails clean, apply a base coat, and cure it. And then after you cure it, you can take some isopropyl alcohol and just remove that sticky layer, and it just pretty much creates a base for the rest of your nails, and you don't have to worry about the base coat on any other nails. So from there, I applied the nail forms. The first time applying a nail form, I would say you want to play around with it a little bit to get the right shape, because if you pinch it at the top, it's going to create like a different shape. If you pinch it, you know, on the bottom, it's going to create a different shape. So you want to figure out what kind of shape you want your nails. And once you get that figured out and your nail form is securely on your finger, you can actually start applying the polygel directly onto your fingernail. I'm not gonna lie, the first nail that I did was this nail right here, and it was hard. I found that polygel was a lot softer to use than I thought. When it's on your finger, it does slide around just a little bit, so that's something to be careful about. Also, if you use a little bit too much slip, it can actually make it even softer. So you want to make sure you don't use too much slip. So I would say this has an even steeper learning curve than with the dual forms, but after about 3 nails, I started to get the hang of things, and I feel like once I got faster and once I got more comfortable shaping the polygel on top of these nail forms, the results I got were a lot better than when I was using the dual form. So I think, you know, the learning curve and the time it takes to get comfortable with it is totally worth it, because I'm pretty happy with my nails. I really like that these nail forms also create a really beautiful curvature that goes with my nails. Another thing I want to point out is with this polygel nail system, I honestly think it is best to get yourself an electric nail drill. If you're not used to putting it on, I like kind of layered it on thick and then just pretty much shave off all of the extras, and that was what saved my nails. Another thing that you can do is you can slowly apply the polygel and just shape it and then cure it and then build onto that. That was another thing that I noticed with this that I actually really liked. There were some of the nails that I didn't shape correctly, or I didn't apply enough polygel the first time around, and I was able to come back, apply more polygel, and just really shape it to how I wanted, and not really have to worry about the polygel falling apart or like just misshaping the entire thing, because the original layer had already been cured. So it's a really great system for beginners, because I feel like you can build onto it, or if you apply too much, you can always, you know, file it down. So it's actually very flexible of a system. It does take a really long time. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of trial and error to figure it out, but once you do, it's actually not bad, and I did enjoy this a lot. If you're comfortable shaping your polygel on top of the nail form and getting the shape almost exactly to how you want it, with the thickness that you want it, then having a drill or like an electric nail file isn't important. You can just use like a buffer or like even a regular nail file, and that way you're really able to get your nail to the shape that you want. With this, I honestly don't think I'm going to get any lifting on my tips or on my cuticles, because it is so custom fit onto my nails, and because the tips are pretty much extensions of my natural nails, there's no separation between the tip of the polygel or my natural nails. So I'm not really worried about my hair getting caught in between my natural nail and the polygel. I really like how hard this is. This does feel like it is like acrylic or even like dip powder nails. So I would say if you want like a fake nail or kind of like an extended nail look without using tips or without using acrylic, this is a great system to do at home if you're willing to put in a lot of time and patience to figuring it out. But once you figure it out, I think the more often you do this, like the quicker it'll get. If you decide to do this and you're kind of relying more on the just glob it on and then shape it according to how you want it, like I was doing, you definitely want to get like a dust mask, because it gets really dusty. This, and then I use like computer glasses because it just was super dusty and I didn't want that getting in my eyes or breathing it in. Other than that, like I don't think that there's too many cons. I think the system is fairly clean other than the dust. Now as far as like a regular manicure, if I didn't want the added length, this wouldn't be my go-to technique. I would much rather do either dip powder nail or gel nails, just because it's a little bit faster. But because I wanted to try a system that actually would give me a little bit more length, I decided to give this a try, and I honestly do really like this, and I think this is a great option for at home lengthening, almost kind of like a fake nails look. Honestly, I'm very curious to see how much these will last compared to the dual forms, because with the dual forms they lifted after probably 2 weeks and I had to take them off because it just was getting really uncomfortable. But because I feel like these aren't going to have the same issues, I think that these could last 3, maybe even 4 weeks. Let me know if you guys want me to do an update for how long these last with the nail form techniques. Anyway, that is pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found this helpful. If you like polygel, didn't like the dual forms, and thinking about another technique or another method to apply polygel nails, please let me know if you have any questions or your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and if you haven't done so already, be sure to click on that subscribe button right there and hit that bell notification so you can see more videos like this. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!